Hello, the Pioneer viewers. I hope you're having a good day. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you the latest developments in Russia-Ukraine war. Today, we're going to report on an impressive Ukrainian operation that took place behind the front line. As you know, one of the most important advantages of the Ukrainian armed forces during the war was the effective use of unmanned aerial vehicles. These unmanned aerial vehicles provided significant superiority in the field and caused serious difficulties to the Russian armed forces. However, it is important to note that this superiority persists. So Russian defense units still have not found an effective solution to this problem, and the Russian armed forces still face a serious challenge in the combating drones. So the situation allows Ukraine to continue to maintain a distinct advantages in its combat strategy. So the developments are confirmed by the reports. In the latest unmanned aerial vehicles strike, the Ukrainian armed forces targeted oil facilities of strategic importance to Russia. According to reports, as a result of this attack, the facility was severely damaged and ceased to function. So indications of such attacks by Ukraine's armed forces continue to increase and fueling tensions in the region. After the latest incident, it has become a matter of curiosity how Russia will respond and how it will manage to tensions in the region. So what are the details of the latest operation carried out by the Ukrainian armed forces? So let's examine it together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to share our reports on Russia-Ukraine war with you. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily reports. You can also support me and my team by using the super thanks button below the videos. Thank you for your support. Let's start if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine has been in full swing recently and seems likely to continue in the future. In our opinion, the new packages of the support offered by the United States to the Ukrainian armed forces could be an important factor that will soon reshape the situation. The Ukrainian armed forces, despite a long period of lack of support, have effectively resisted and dealt significant blows to the Russian forces. However, with the arrival of a new support, Ukraine's successes may increase and the losses of the Russian army may grow. So, considering the successes achieved by the Ukrainian armed forces in their precision operations, a recent development draws attention. The sighting of the Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles in the airspace of the Russian Federation shows that Russia's air dominance has been significantly damaged. Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicles now have a considerable capability to overcome Russian airspace. The Ukrainian armed forces are using this advantage effectively to continue their attacks against Russia. However, these attacks not only cause military damage to Russia, but also deal a heavy blow to the Russian economy. We constantly emphasize that mounting losses have a significant short-term consequences. Today, we'll talk about an issue that causes a critical problem in the Russian economy. As it is known, the regions in the southwest of the Russian Federation has been targeted several times, especially by the Ukrainian armed forces. This had led to significant disruption of economic activities in these regions. One of the regions was Bryansk. Despite all warnings, an oil production facility in Bryansk was once again hit as a result of this failure to take the necessary measures. According to reports, the operation was successfully carried out at night by unmanned aerial vehicles of the armed forces of Ukraine. According to the information from the region, Ukrainian military unmanned aerial vehicles flew at low altitude and successfully hid from the Russian raiders. So experts had previously warned that the Russian military should update its radar system, otherwise Ukraine could easily overcome them. However, it seems that the Russian armed forces have not taken any measures in this regard, and during the night, an oil facility in Bryansk was successfully targeted and hit by unmanned aerial vehicles of the Ukrainian armed forces. In this footage of the incident, striking statements are made, and about the details of the operation, we can say. So, what is the explosion? There are 6 explosions now, and explosions continue. The governor of the Bryansk region also made a statement on the subject. Regional Governor Alexander Rogomaz made the following statements in his statements. The air defense managed to destroy several of drones launched by the enemy. However, we could not intercept all of them. Unfortunately, there are hits and there are no casualties, but we need to say that there is a damage. So reports reveals that the Ukrainian Armed Forces unmanned aerial vehicles attack did not only target oil installations, it is also stated that it concentrated on strategic Russian command posts and facilities. Also, according to the information obtained from sources in the region, power plant and transformers were also targeted during the multi-directional unmanned aerial vehicles attack launched by the Ukrainian army, and some of them were hit. As a result of these attacks, a series of explosions and power outages occurred in the region. But we should be considered that this attack carried out by the Ukrainian Armed Forces is of great strategic importance. The fact that the Ukraine army still retains the ability to harm Russia, especially in the period of interruption of support, clearly shows the situation that may arise in the scenario where support is provided. So if the Ukrainian armed forces escalate such attacks, Russia's situation in the region will become very difficult. Russia is particularly worried about the possibility of the cessation of support to Ukraine, and this concern is expected to increase in the coming days as the Ukrainian army is now in a position to challenge the Russian army with the support. So earlier this month, the Ukrainian armed forces targeted another critical point of the Russian economy with an impressive operation. This time the attack took place in the Tatarstan region of Russia. Unmanned aerial vehicles of the Ukrainian armed forces traveling unhindered for about 700 miles across Ukraine's borders struck a Russian oil refinery in Tatarstan. The Russian Federation is facing great difficulties in protecting the basis of its economic life. As long as the war continues, these difficulties are likely to continue. Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, seems to be cornered by this issue, and he has not yet found an effective solution. In the near future, Russia's economic problems are expected to deepen, and in particular, attacks on the economic resources, which are vital for Russia, may exacerbate these problems. Of course, the Russian people are also affected by these problems, and in order to open a second front against Putin, the Russian people may need to mobilize. However, only time will tell whether such a development will materialize or not. So what do you think? Do you think the support for the Ukrainian armed forces will affect the front line? How do you assess the unmanned aerial vehicles capabilities of the Ukrainian armed forces? And do you think that the Ukrainian armed forces will carry out more attacks on the Russian territory? Given Ukraine's military capacity and strategic positions, do you think that Russia will make a tactical repositioning against Ukraine? How will Russia's growing economic difficulties affect Putin's balances of the power in domestic politics? Specify it in the comments, because you know that I read and I care a lot about all of your comments.